Hello and welcome to the upload for Friday the 11th of September. Today on the show, Xbox leaks, Ubisoft peaks, and Zelda squeaks? I mean, I haven't done this for a little while. Roll the titles. Alrighty, let's kick things off with some smaller news, and Lords of the Fallen sequel has gotten itself some new developers, which wouldn't be news if they hadn't already had like 3 other big shakeups. Announced all the way back in 2014, the Dark Souls-like Lords of the Fallen 2 was originally outsourced for development to Defiant Studios. Publisher CI Games then decided to develop it internally, and now they've decided to make a whole new studio called Hexworks to pour all the love and time into the new game that they can. The studio has been operating out of Barcelona and Bucharest since March and aims to get Lords of the Fallen 2 out on next-gen consoles sometime in the future. I mean, it's nice to have a plan, but keeping it loose seems to be your style at this point, so maybe just keep with that. And in the gaming industry, there is no one looser than Phil Spencer and the Xbox team. I have no facts to back that up, please. Don't fact check me. It's time to get into that Xbox news that you've already heard about, but I'm going to keep it concise. Unlike what I just did. After a cheeky Twitter leak, news of the much-rumoured Lockhart console was confirmed, with the baby of the Series X being dubbed the Series S. Look, it's a functional title if its function is consistency, and if its consistency is stupid. The console will do away with a disk drive, instead focusing on digital gaming, and will actually boast some of the Series X's graphical and internal capabilities, but will max out at 1440p as opposed to the 4K and the rumored 8K, which kind of matters for me. I'm in the boat of getting the best of the best, but due to the prices, getting 2 Xboxes might not be out of the realm of a possibility. That's not what's written there, but it's fine. The 2 new consoles actually got release dates, with both arriving in Australia on November 10th, with the Xbox Series X reaching $749 and the S at a lovely $499. It's very tempting, so tempting that EA wanted to swing on by. Yes, Electronic Arts have teamed up with Microsoft. The already brilliant Xbox Game Pass service will now include EA Play. This will bring across most of EA's back catalogue onto the service and also allow players to make use of EA Play's 10-hour free demos of all their exclusive new titles. It needs to be added that this is Game Pass Ultimate, the $16 one, not the $10 one, but $6 more is not much extra for more infinite games. Can you have more than infinite? Well, if you have more than infinite money and you're not already spending it on Game Pass, then you could spend it on a gold PlayStation 5. I wouldn't recommend it, but it's a possibility. Thankfully, this is not an official release, but the London-based Costly Customizers, I wrote those words, truly exquisite, are taking pre-orders for custom gold, rose gold, and platinum-plated PlayStations. Starting at around £8,000, the consoles are set to start releasing around December, and they're also attacking controllers and headsets. And if you've already spent nearly $16,000, why not keep going? One little Bandicoot who always keeps going is Crash, and on Wednesday we got another tasty sneak peek at the 2nd attempt at a 4th game. That was the 7th attempt at that take? The gameplay preview for Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time revealed yet another playable character with a universe-twisted take on Torna. The dev team revealed that Torna is not just unique due to her visual contrast, and the fact that her name starts with a T, Crash, Coco, Cortex. Has anyone realized this before? But she'll also boast a totally unique set of abilities, including wall running, hefty attacks, and a hookshot. Toys for Bob discussed over on the PlayStation blog that playing as Torna feels fast, fluid, and fresh, while still retaining the precision and intensity that makes Crash Bandicoot such a unique platforming experience. And if you pre-order Crash 4 on the PlayStation Store, you'll get access to a cheeky demo of the new game. It's pretty fun, with 2 levels on offer. But moving on from a childhood character to a child that has a hood, there's a new Zelda game on its way, and who better to talk about it than a man that's coated himself in Hyrule blood? It's Joshua!
It is me. There it is. So last week, Nintendo announced that Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity was going to be a thing. This is a prequel to Breath of the Wild set 100 years before Zelda Breath of the Wild. Takes place 100 years before some sort of huge war between all the various factions and races of Hyrule, being like the rock people, the water people, the the bird people and the desert women. And Ganon and his minions, of course, because every Zelda game is basically that. So we don't actually know what the war was like or how it happened. We just see the effects of what the war was, and we get references to it through cutscenes and dialogue and stuff like that. But this will actually allow us to play through what that war was, which is a really, really cool idea. It seems like the developers of Breath of the Wild are working really closely with and sharing direct assets with the Hyrule Warriors devs, which is Koei Tecmo Games, who I didn't know by name, but they made the Dead or Alive series, Ninja Gaiden, and Dynasty Warriors. But yeah, this is super, super exciting, especially for those who love Breath of the Wild, which is pretty much everybody. Yeah, just jumping back into that world again, a lot more lore. We're going to hopefully get to play as the head of each of those factions that I mentioned before, because they have died at the time of Breath of the Wild, so you only meet them as spirits. And this is all coming in frickin' November 20.
Insane!
2 months. They're just dropping this thing.
I will say it's pretty wild that this has basically quelled the sequel that they announced a while ago that then had no other news. Like, it's pretty wild that this is coming before that, I guess. I
would be interested to know how long this has been in development for. Because Nintendo just seems so good at, well, most of the time, so good at keeping secrets.
Yeah.
Especially like this. They can just drop stuff and we've never heard about it. But most of the Mario stuff.
Yeah. We've been waiting for that for a while.
But yeah, this seemingly sort of came out of nowhere in, I reckon, the best way. Like, no one was expecting this.
Yeah.
Everyone's been, really wanting some more Breath of the Wild stuff, especially since they teased it earlier this year or last year, whatever that was.
Yeah, totally, yeah.
But yeah, it's hopefully going to be a great addition to that whole universe. And yeah, like you said, it'll quell everyone's thirst. But this is awesome. This is super exciting, and really, really looking forward to seeing what comes of it.
Oh, it's going to be good. Well, thanks for stopping by, Josh.
You're welcome.
Alrighty, rounding out the day, there was another Ubisoft Forward with a bunch of things said. I'll say like 50% of it. We finally found out what in the world Immortals Phoenix Rising is. They even brought up the name change, though they didn't really give us a reason other than it just needed to be changed, which I disagree with. There was also a plug for Google Stadia, with all users able to play a free demo created for Stadia, with an entirely unique island exclusive to the Stadia demo. Immortals Phoenix Rising will arrive December 3rd. Prince of Persia: Sands of Time is getting a remake, with new visuals and improved gameplay, and the internet wasn't a fan. I thought it looked fine. Apparently fine is not okay anymore. The remake will arrive January 21st, 2021. The new season of Rainbow Six Siege dropped today in Operation Shadow Legacy. The season brings in Splinter Cell's Sam Fisher as a new operator named Zero. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the game, finally escapes the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360 with a remastered full collection, including both the Knives and Wallace add-on packs. It'll be dropping holiday 2020, which means the time of the year where Will can't sit in this room without a fan on, which is most of the time. Like, I'm sweating now. Oh. Watch Dogs Legion dropped some deets on a mission involving the lovable British rapper Stormzy. Stormzy debuted part of his new music video entirely created within the world of Legion. There will also be a mission named after the track, Fall on My Enemies. Legion's Season Pass will also feature a story centering on the moody protagonist from the first game, Aiden Pierce. I'm super keen for this, as we haven't heard much out of Aiden Pierce after the first game. He had a little brief cameo in Watch Dogs 2, but this is his first, full main thing. It's just a little bit strange because obviously Legion's big push is play anyone, but for 2 hours, you can only play this one. Which is fine, I'm keen, it's just a little bit strange. And finally, an off-road madness of multiplayer action called Riders Republic was revealed, and will be dropping February 25th, 2021. It's kind of what Steep always wanted to do, but never quite nailed, and I really liked Steep, so I'm keen to see what this game is, and I'm also keen to check out what's dropping. Kicking off today on September 11th, Inertial Drift twists the arcade racing formula by dropping the drifting onto twin sticks. September 15th brings the long-awaited release of Spelunky 2 for the PS4. If you played the original, get ready for that same stress, now with the added beauty of online multiplayer. September 17th puts some dogs on duty in Dog Duty as it finally breaks out of early access. Junkyard Simulator also kicks the early access bucket, but still doesn't answer the question of just how bored do you have to be to want to play this game. Super Punch Patrol also drops on the 17th in all its sketchy art punchy glory. September 18th is a big one for you dummies that still don't consider indies actual video games. Crysis Remastered arrives with its brilliant graphical setting mode of Can It Run Crysis? WWE 2K Battlegrounds lands with a thud in a video game that makes this non-wrestling fan far more excited than it deserves to. And if you want to nestle up close to the teat of Nintendo, the Super Mario 3D All-Stars bundle arrives. Get your hands on Super Mario 64, Sunshine, and Galaxy while you still can. Because yeah, it goes away forever next year. Weird move, Nintendo, but a good move is the idea of a straw poll. Is there a game in that list that you want to see played here as a first play or maybe streamed live on our Twitch channel? Well, let us know in the straw poll down below. But whilst that URL is loading up, let's check out the upvote. One human decided it would be possible to continue the internet's tradition of putting doom where doom shouldn't doom by programming it on a pregnancy test. It's obviously controlled with a keyboard, mined out of the gutter, but congrats, Foon Turing, you did the unspeakable, impossible. But that is all the gaming news for today. If you enjoyed, remember you can hit that like button and subscribe for more stuff, and if you know people who like stuff, let them know and maybe they'll want to watch this stuff. But if you want more of us, But if you want more of us in your face, come back tomorrow as Josh and I discuss all things Marvel's Avengers game in a meaty, almost 2-hour-long podcast. Catch it both here and over on Spotify. Links in the description below. We hope your ears, heart, and mind can cope with that much of us, but if they can't, it's fine because you don't have to watch it. But until the next thing you watch that I'm in, bye-bye.